So dear participants, we complete our journey of this 6-day All India Council Technical Education sponsored online short-term training program. And today, and at that moment, we are at the valedictory session of this short-term training program phase 4. So for the valedictory session, we have a keynote speaker, Dr. Mohammad Salahuddin sir from Farooqia College of Pharmacy. He is a professor and principal there. He concludes the session with the topic, the real-time change of pharma sector, adopting the right initiatives for digital revolution. Before starting, the sir, their blessings words. This is my moral duty to introduce our expert to all the participants. Dr. Mohammad Salahuddin sir was born in Raichur in the year 1976. He completed his B Pharm, M Pharm and PhD studies from VL College of Pharmacy, Raichur, Karnataka, under Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, Bangalore, in pharmaceutical chemistry specialization. He started his professional life as medical representative after graduation and worked for Glenmark Pharmaceuticals and Bayer India Limited at Raichur High Quarter. After M.Pharm, he worked as a product manager at Microlabs Bangalore about 1.5 years. During this period, he launched successfully 3 new products all over the India for the Microlabs Limited Carison division. He started his academic life from October 2003 and worked as lecturer for Mesco College of Pharmacy, Hyderabad for a brief period. Later, he worked as a lecturer and then assistant professor at VL College of Pharmacy, Raichur for about 7.5 years. During this period, he completed his PhD from RGUGHS. From May 2010 to till date, he is working as professor and principal at Farooqia College of Pharmacy, Mysore. From December 2013 to June 2015, he was on foreign university assignment and served as assistant professor at College of Pharmacy, Umar Al Mukhtar University, Al Baida, Libya. Dr. Mohammad Salahuddin sir has registered 2 patents and it having 38 publication of his research work with cumulative impact factor of 13.63 in the national and international journals. He received 40 lakhs research grants from DRDO also. He is an approved guide of M.Pharm and PhD from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore. Till now, he has supervised 17 PG students and 10 UG students. He has chaired many sessions in conferences and also a poster evaluator in different conferences. Dr. Salahuddin sir has delivered many invited lectures and career guidance program in various institutions. His major research area is synthetic medicinal chemistry, thiano, 2,3-D pyrimidines, anti-diabetics, and anti-inflammatory drugs. He has served as head examination control for Faculty of Pharmacy at Umar Al Mukhtar University, Libya. Presently, he is serving as a chairman, Board of Studies, Pharmacy RGUHS Bangalore, academic council member of RGUHS Bangalore, faculty member of RGUHS Bangalore, external member BOS Pharmacy, Yanippa University, Bangalore, member Board of Examining Authority, Drug Controller Department, Government of Karnataka, General Secretary, Karnataka Pharmacy College, Pharmacy Association, Bangalore, Coordinator South Zone, APTI, India, EC member, IPGA, Karnataka, Vice President, IPA, Mysore, Branch, Mysore, Advisory Board member of HESDAR, Mysore, Advisory Board member of Karnataka Registered Pharmaceutical Association. He is currently involved in many social and community activities too. He is a president of Kasmai, Mysore, chief patron, Farooqia College of Pharmacy Alumni Association, Mysore, President, Alumni Association of VL College of Pharmacy, Raichur, President, AMP, Mysore, and life member of various societies like APTI, IPA, IPGA, and SFE. Sir, we heartily welcome you in College of Pharmacy, BELA, as a keynote speaker of valedictory session on the topic, the real-time change of pharma sector, adopting the right initiatives for digital revolution. Sir, over to you.
A very good afternoon to all the attendees. Thank you so much, Shailesh Sharmaji, for extensive, profile presentation to the all the delegates. First of all, I take this privilege and thanks to you for giving me an opportunity to be part of this FDP. BELA College of Pharmacy, particularly we call the College of Pharmacy BELA, is always known for professional activities, and being associated to such an organization as a keynote speaker for the valedictory is a pride and honor. I would like to thank to you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you to the institution, Pride Institution. First of all, I would like to congratulate to you as well as to your entire team and to the management for getting the autonomous status to the Amar Shahid Baba Ajit Singh Jujjar Singh Memorial College of Pharmacy. This itself shows that how much you as a leader and the team members of your organization has put in efforts. The contributions immense been made is been recognized by the UGC as well as MHRD, and I think you all deserve a round of applause for this achievement. May you keep achieving the same recognitions and the honors for yourself as well as for the organization. Proud to be part of today's activity. Well, dear delegates, I would like to thank to you also for being part of it. This FDP short-term training program of the AICTE sponsored, conducted by the Amar Shahid Baba Ajit Singh Jujjar Singh Memorial College of Pharmacy, BELA. Let me take this opportunity to go ahead to make my presentation of today's topic on the real-time change of the pharma sector, adopting the right initiatives for digital revolution. As part of this STTP program being conducted by the College of Pharmacy BELA, let me go across and make my presentation. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Let me go across. Yeah. Very good afternoon. Today's topic I would like to speak on the adapting the real-time change of pharma sector, adapting to the right initiatives for digital revolution. This is an AICTE sponsored. Probably, I think this is the third or fourth sponsored program.
Fourth one, sir.
Fourth one, correct. This is the fourth one being conducted by the proud institution on the theme computer-aided drug design, a customized and innovative solution to the greatest challenges in the chemistry. And when Shailesh Sharma asked me to make a presentation, I always been in the thought with the theme that how I can talk to the delegates who come across to look after, to know more about the latest developments that are happening. I do feel that pharma profession, which is under the transformation, which is in high demand, and we always have to see that how we can keep this momentum continuous by following to the latest trends required. When I wanted to go across to speak to my topic, I was looking at how, as a pharmacist, I am sure that most of the teachers who have joined would like to know that how they can adapt to the technology and how they can make the the real-time change. When I'm talking about real-time change, right from this time to the upcoming time changes, challenges that are going across, that are coming across, how we are going to adapt and bring a change in our pharma profession. Well, dear friends, before I go across to take up my, the topic, I would like to make a very clear disclaimer over here is that the opinions expressed in today's lecture or my presentation is solely my personal and not from the organization I am associated with. The information provided in this presentation is from the authentic sources. If anybody would like to have the information related to it, can get it from me. And also some of the images and videos which I would like to show are from the public domain that are available, and I'm using it here to make my presentation more simple and understanding, so that the the intention to which for which we people have gathered, for which this short-term training program is being conducted, should be utilized fully. Well, going across, I'll be talking on 4 zones through which I'll be passing through, and I'll be trying to speak over the next 1 hour on my topic, the real-time change of pharma sector. How we can adapt the right initiatives, how we can bring up a digital, the revolution in our pharma sector. When I talk about these changes, it cannot be, when I say the pharma cannot be only an industry. Pharma cannot be only a community pharmacy. Pharma cannot be only a hospital pharmacy or clinical pharmacy. It cannot be called as a teacher. When we talk about a pharma, right from the inception, taking of admission by a pharmacist as a student, and then to its end story of taking up as a responsible job into the pharma sector, how we can bring up these changes. You cannot say that I would like to bring a change in the industry and I would like to see that how best I can bring up these facilities or the services in my section. It is not possible at all. So I will be crossing across with the academic activity, how we can bring up this change, then to the industry, then to our services, whether it is a community, hospital, industry, or it is even clinical pharmacy responsibility, or even regulatory. I would like to talk about in pharmacy education, how from blackboard to the virtual classroom we can bring across the changes, how we can look into it, how we can bring up the changes in the pharma industry, how the industry has to explore the opportunities that are available by taking up the technology, how we can practice our own profession. Once you get through the availability requirements of procuring the qualification, required skills, then how you are going to implement the same practically into your own profession, whether it is in industry, whether it is in the community, whether it is in the clinical, whether it is in hospital, all as a pharmacist, how you are going to play an important role. When we are attending today, what we are going to carry a message from this activity, I would like to talk to you all. Are we ready to accept to this? Well, let me go through it. To talk to you all people is that in all these things, what is most important is that the change is in need of the hour. Are we ready to take up this change? Probably this lockdown has really taught us a lesson. Maybe I can also say that this lockdown has given a very nice image to the pharmacy profession. An image which is been regarded as, the lifesaver. We have been always telling that pharmacists, when it comes, we are always been regarded as the people who play a backhand activity or a role or which is not been recognized. How far the best it is been recognized to the doctors, nurses, or the physiotherapists. The same way, I do feel that the pharmacist is not been recognized. But this lockdown has really given a good image to the pharmacist. The way the pharmacist has played an important role in the community or in the hospital or in the production side, particularly in this industry or in the R&D, even in academia. The way the pharmacist has taken up these challenges and have come to serve, to protect and see that how best healthcare services can be provided to our nationals, to our nation, that has really given a good image. And probably because of that, we have seen in 2002 a surge in the admissions to the pharmacy course, because people have realized that this is the profession which is going to give not only a good value for its education by in terms of the financial benefits, and also it's a white collar responsible job which has given the name and fame, which has been recognized to all these peoples as this COVID warrior. So I would like to say that change is the need of the hour. and it is the only concept. We have to accept that this is the only concept to which we have to adapt. And today, when I am going to talk about the real-time change in pharma sector, I am going to tell that how we have to bring up these changes into our own life, into our own profession, into our own field, how we can bring up this change. And for that, are we ready? If we are not ready to this challenge, I am going to tell that we are going to be perished. We are going to be defeated. We are not going to be recognized to what level we are looking forward to achieve. And probably when I talk about the change, this lockdown has really made us all to understand that how these changes. Probably I would like to tell that this COVID-19 has really, no doubt, it has brought a lot of challenges, lot of sadness, lot of, the loss of life of the people. The country has looked into more of the desperate situation of bringing a good healthcare, but COVID-19 has forced hundreds of millions of employers and employees worldwide to engage in a sudden, massive, real-time experiment with remote work. When I say that it is a real-time excitement remote work, we have seen all of a sudden when 2020 has brought in the lockdown announcement from the Honorable Prime Minister, the teachers who were not well equipped have been asked to get into the action by taking the virtual classes, e-classes. It was quite a difficult task. We could not able to see not only the teachers, we could see the helplessness of the students without the technology being at hand, and they were asked to get into the action plan. This is one of the more challenging we had. And the employees, probably in teaching we can talk, but what about the people of the industry who were physically required to be present, and virtually was quite a difficult one. But this COVID-19 has really made us all to understand that these challenges was to be accepted, to be employed, to be accepted, and to be adapted in, and look into the change that how we can take up and bring up this into a positivity of the action. That's how we have seen within the few days or the months, we have seen that everyone started adapting to the technology. But this technology has happened because we were well versed of the availability of the resources in our country, or the way it has been provided, the world was ready to, accept the changes, and that's how. And we have seen that people who were not ready to accept has now been, sidelined. They are no more in the, in the picture to be played as a lead role, whether it is a pharmacist, whether it is a doctor, or any other thing. Let me go across with the various fields to which we can achieve that, how we are going to achieve. And also on the plus side, during this lockdown period, you can see that there was a more freedom, more flexible hours, and more streamlined morning commutes. And I think that that's how we can see it, that the flexibility is that I, being from the Mysore, Karnataka, I can be in touch with the hundreds of people through this platform, through STTP, and that's the flexibility I'm having. Probably people used to think that 2 p.m. it's a lunch hour. At 2 o'clock, we are talking about the knowledge. We are talking about the technology. We are talking about something that how we can bring up into the profession. That's the flexibility we are having. That's the time we are having. The more I think people here sitting online with the gadgets, they are over here to learn. That's the flexibility and the freedom this technology has given. And this is all we could able to adapt. I can say that we have been forced to use this technology. And this is one plus point which I can say that we could able to be forced. Otherwise, probably maybe coming into this virtual activity, it would have taken almost maybe another 5 to 6 years for us to understand. How many of you people know that Zoom is available since over the last 5 years? How many of you people know that there are many MOOC classrooms was been conducted by the AICTE? How many of you have utilized it? We were not well versed. But now with this, the pandemic time of the COVID-19, the way we have been forced, we could able to get well versed with all these technologies, and we are able to adapt, and that's how we see the positive change. And on the minus side, definitely, when there is a positivity of anything that we see, there is always a negativity. When we say about a drug, when we talk about its therapeutic effect, there is always been associated with it the side effect also. That's how I can say that the minus side is that there are possibly more distractions and distractions. That's how we see that this technology having in our hand has always led to the distractions also. Probably you will be busy with so much of work, but you may be busy in watching a movie. Sometimes you get so much interested that you get distracted from your real-time work which is to be done. And the lack of physical interaction with the colleagues, this is one of the major drawbacks. Probably Shailesh Sharmaji, when he would have conducted the same STTP in his campus, and I think we all, the 60, 70 people who are attending would have met physically. We could have interacted. Many of us don't know each other. Now we are meeting virtually. You people are seeing me, I'm seeing you. But physical meeting always have a very social, interaction, experimentation, and as well as, the sharing of the knowledge. That's how the bonding increases. This is one of the drawbacks that is being associated with this technology. And most important, an anxiety that has been created, a grief and also the depression. And I think a positive side is that we are utilizing it. There is also a negative side to it. Maybe the coming days we may come out of this, the negative effects of this technology that are being there. We may have a blended activity. That's what I always been telling it. We need to work on such a way that we have to minimize the drawbacks. We have to minimize the side effects related to any activity that we do across. Well, we have seen that traditionally what we used to do before the lockdown of the COVID-19, I just wanted to show few of the images. Probably most of my lecture will be through the the presentations images that usually use a lot of information. I don't have to tell much of the things. Now if you see across some of the images where the classrooms, the way we had, see, when we talk about the classroom, the business community pharmacy, still we are having the same in a similar way, the business where the community pharmacist is sitting into the pharmacy store and attending to it. There is a lot of lacunae into it. How we can overcome to this without the technology? I'm trying to bring up the production, the way the manpower, the manhandling, or sorry, the physical handling was being done in the activity of the production or R&D, which is all being automated now. Now, if I say that the teaching which was there with only with the blackboard, and to the most extent, it was a smart classroom that we used to call, wherein every institution may be having out of 6 to 8 classrooms, they used to have 2 to 3 classrooms. Probably the best of the institutions might be having all the classrooms as smart classrooms, where they used to have a screen, the projector being fixed in, and the audiovisual connectivity used to be there. Most of the teachers used to connect. That is the upgraded version of the conventional classrooms, from the blackboard to the smart classroom. We spoke about it and we adapted it, to which the Apex Mod is also directed to the institution to have the smart campus and the smart classroom. When we were talking about the smart classes and the smart classroom, we were talking about the technology being connected in our educational curriculum. The technology being utilized in such a way that you can minimize the physical activity. You can minimize any real-time activity that you can carry out. When I tell that you have to show one plant, you need not take the student to a medicinal garden and show him the plant. That in the classroom itself, a teacher can show the virtually, or in an e-mode, he can show the images. That's what we were doing it, and that was the maximum extent. We never thought that by sitting at home, a student can attend a class physically by the teacher taking it from his home or from his residential, or these are all the certain things we never expected. That's how this COVID has brought a change, and this change at a positive side, how we are going to take up this into a positive into our profession. People need to understand. I have been always telling, many of the lectures I have already given for the community pharmacists also. Community pharmacist role, I'm going to come across what all the changes has been there. Conventionally, if you see presently, they are physically attending to the the patients or to their representatives who comes to take the prescription and to take the medicines through the prescription being dispensed. And you can see it, the way they are attending it without the technology is one of the drawbacks still we are going across. We need to bring up a change. We have to see that how accuracy. The fact is that we are not looking into the safety of the patient. We are not looking into minimizing the errors that are going to cause into our services, which is very much important in our profession. When I talk about the errors can be many things. When we take up across the clinical pharmacist role, you can see the community pharmacist role also, or the hospital pharmacy. There are many errors which looks like the look alike, sound alike. We call it as the Sala errors, which are going to cause a lot of complications in our profession. Or when it comes to the production side, slowly the industry is slowly shifting to the the technology, but still the technology needs to be adapted. Today I am going to inform few of the the technologies that have come across, which probably industry needs to adapt, which is already been available, and I am sure that we need to take up this into a positive side. What actually I wanted to tell is that if we teach today what we taught yesterday, then probably I can say that we are robbing the children of tomorrow. That's what John Dewey has said. Hum jo सीखे हैं, that is only for our knowledge, but future हमारे जो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को है, अगर हम जो है ना उनको वही सिखाएंगे, तो मैं समझता हूँ हम उनके पीछे और हमारे और या उनके जो आने वाले कल को हम रोक रहे हैं. तो हमें क्या करना है कि we have to learn ourselves first the next latest technology and see that how we can implement and make up that the next upcoming generation of the pharmacists can be the best qualified, skilled based. That's how we are going to utilize, because our education system is no doubt, teachers also do understand that our education system is exam based. It is knowledge. It is not about the knowledge and or the skill based. We have to convert this, the technology based. We have to convert this into the knowledge based. That's how we have to take up. We have to see that how we are going to carry out these activities. When I talk about the change that we need to bring in, we have already brought it. We have already utilized. We have already done it. That's how the change we have seen it, from the conventional classrooms to the smart classrooms to the e-classrooms. Now we have come across to the virtual classroom. The virtuality where the student sits at his own pace in his own house having lunch. We never thought that while taking food a student can attend a classroom. We never thought that while taking food a teacher can take a classroom. We never thought even the parents can listen to the lectures of the teachers along with the students. It was not a possibility across scene that we could have brought in this change, but definitely this COVID has made us to take up it. I must thank that the apex bodies has also taken very strictly that the adaptation of the technology is being required. The world has adapted, the country has adapted, the nation has taken this change, the profession has taken, definitely. But we need to understand that how the future classrooms are going to be. That's what I'm going to bring a brief glimpse of the same. What we are doing now, I am taking from my house and I am taking it virtually on my screen. Probably this is going to be the least that we have adapted during this lockdown period. But this is not going to be a continuous process. Now there is going to be a flexibility in the academia where you are going to give more of the chances to the student even after the lockdown period also. A flexibility where the student can sit at home and attend the classes. And that's how the institutions need to create their own platforms. We can call it these as the virtual classroom. And these virtual classrooms needs to be created by every institution, and they have to be trained, and the teachers needs to be trained. Probably teachers will be well versed, students are also well versed, but they need to have some regulations. But here probably what is required to be noted over here is that the students probably they have to follow to the rules and regulations that is being trained to attend. They cannot say that I want to close my camera and attend a class. It is not possible. In this way of the smart class, the virtual classroom that are being created, it is a one-to-one face, as if the student is sitting into a classroom and attending a lecture. And in a similar way, the teacher will also have feeling that as if he is addressing to physically to all the students as if in a classroom. The way this technology is changing, we need to adapt. And I must say that in this case, the institutions needs to take up the step. Probably the best institutions should come forward and should show to the world that we are capable enough of adapting to this change and we are going to implement it. I have been always telling, the PCI president has also said that probably in the coming days, we are not going to ask the availability of classrooms in the colleges. We are going to ask how many teachers, how many lectures, or how many online lectures of a teacher is being followed, how many followers are available to the so and so lectures. That means your all e-lectures are going to be available. Probably what the STTP has been conducted by the institution. These are all going to be available on YouTube. That means if somebody wants to know more about the technology, how to bring up this implementation, these lectures are going to be available. Tomorrow, if somebody wants to know about my capacity, how many people are following to me, or how many people liked to my lecture, then they are going to definitely watch my video on the YouTube. That's how the apex body is going to see that each and every teacher who is delivering a lecture, who is going to deliver a lecture, should have more followers. That is what going to be asked. Nobody is going to be checked that how many you have taken the classes in the classroom. You need to have a virtuality. You need to adapt to this technology. And when I say about the technology, it is not just about creating a classroom. It is also creating a platform with all the virtual softwares being available. We have seen that some of the institutions has already adapted. They have created their own database software to which they are conducting it. Many reputed universities are doing this. So we have also seen that the physical activity which was happening, like particularly the examination, we could see that examination pattern is also online. When I say that online, there was a difference. Probably you people might have seen that recently. The IITs, one of the question paper was there. They have clearly, the pattern of examination have changed. We are not going to ask what is a tablet. We are not going to ask what is a capsule. The examination pattern has changed. So many lectures have been conducted. You create your own questions and write the answer in such a that it should cover the topic. That's how it is going to come. Practically, if you are well versed with the knowledge of a particular chapter or a particular topic, you will be well versed in answering to it. But the things have changed. If I say that not just about the pharmacy, even if I say that IITs or the the UPSC's examination pattern has changed. One such examination in the UPSC was that they didn't ask that where did Mahatma Gandhi was born. Nothing. They did ask if Mahatma Gandhi would have been during this present time, what he would have done. Probably you need to understand that how Mahatma Gandhi ji has led his life, who were the followers, and you need to imagine to those things, and you need to write that if Mahatma Gandhi would have been alive by this time, how he would have led his life. That's how the thinking capacity has to be increased rather than thinking or making the students to run for the success. It is all about knowledge. That is what we need to bring up in our educational system. Well, what are the benefits that are going to be there having the technology in the classroom? Definitely, people have understood it that this technology has really helped it. There was a drawback earlier when we used to object. We used to tell to the people that technology is not being required. Maybe we wanted to have it, but the drawbacks being associated with it, the more of the students getting involved rather than getting concentrated on the educational material. They used to be more focused on the real material. That is, they don't want to be on the real side. They want to be on the real side. That is the drawback for which we were not utilizing it. We were not using it. But the time has made in such a way that we people have to follow up. We need to utilize it. The technology has always been used in the right way, and student is going to always have a helpful. When I say that some of the surveys that are being conducted, probably you people might have also conducted, you might have experienced it, but we need to understand that the results of the people or the courses where the image videos are being utilized to be noted, that results of those subjects or chapters of the examinations have showed improved results of the students. That means this technology is definitely. I do differ in my the presentation when I talk about the chemistry subject, because chemistry technology may be utilized, but when until and unless the physical activity will not be there one to one, it is quite difficult for us to understand this subject. Well, if you ask me how you are going to take up, sir, to this technology, I have been always very clear in my communication is that having the technology as well as the conventional form of the educational system, blending it to it and carrying out the activity is always at the advantage. So if we are using it 30 to 40% in a physical activity and the rest of the 60 to 70% in a very virtual way, it gives a wonderful results. Probably these people need to understand that how this technology can be utilized. Well, finding particularly how this technology can be utilized, I am just giving few of the examples what all the things have been used. You know, the robots in the classroom, we never thought, probably we have not used in India. Maybe in future we are going to have not only the virtual way of conducting the classrooms with the bigger screens, that's what I have showed the images. Even probably we are going to have the robots in our classrooms, and these robots, they act as the teachers. Probably most of the teachers may be asking, sir, if the robots are being available, then what is the responsibility or the job security of a teacher? I must say that teacher will always remain as a teacher, because in one of the convocation where our people's president Dr. APJ Abdul Kalamji was there, and one of the students have asked, sir, is it possible to see that can be in future replacement of the computers with our teachers? Then he said that Guru is nothing but like a god, and you cannot replace it. And that's how these teachers cannot be replaced. These are all the programmings that are being done, and they are being utilized as a standby. Say if the teacher is not able to attend it physically, in such a time, the robot will be programmed, and that robot conducts the classes, and it answers in a similar way to the way the programming is being done. So the technology is to use it as a advantage, not to discard the the ability, the talent being available with the teachers. And remember, teacher is always been part of the educational system, and teacher will always remain. Robots is or the technology that are being available, it is only to upgrade the activity or the knowledge to perform and bring up the better services of the education. That's how it is being carried out in South Korea, where schools have been experimented with the robot teachers, and that has made more interesting and entertaining to the students. That has created the more value of the education. So interest amongst the students are also being created with the technology. And mobile technology, I don't have to tell, because we have already utilized it. We are utilizing it, this mobile technology. Probably this word would have been, it might have looked more newer before 2020 March, but after 2020 March 2020, this is a very common one. We are utilizing it, and today I am sure many of the attendees, the delegates, are attending it through the mobile technology, and that's how teachers are also utilizing it, and it has helped a lot. And this is going to be more competitive, more adaptive, and more challenging in the coming days, because it is not just going to be a mobile, it is going to be more of the the services regarding the attendances. Now we are seeing that the person is attending through the virtual mode. We are going to have more about the attendance to be carried out, even the attendance, the time period, how much a student is spending online lecture. All these things are going to be the future that is going to be recorded, and I must say that it is going to be much helpful in the technology or in the classroom. 3D learning, definitely this is already been available in the school platforms in many of the high corporate the institutions. I can say this is there in the Dubai. You can see where they take up to a 3D lab, or we are just telling 3D. It is now already 5D learning technology is already been available, where the student need not go to a zoo to just see the animal. They will be taken into a 5D lab where the real form of the tiger can be seen in the form of the technology. And that's how the student feels as if he is in the midst of the jungle, where all the animals are being similarly in a different way of. That is how the technology can be utilized, this 3D. I'm talking about education. When it comes to the service, whether it is a production and all, 3D technology has created a lot of value. I'm going to speak more on that also. And that's how this technology plays a very important role. Well, in one of the study, I tried to check the studies of the Indian, any survey being conducted with respect to the technology. I couldn't find, but I got a reference where it has been conducted by the Leslie Hamilton and the et al. Authors in June 2020, where they have conducted by taking more than 1,873 students of the 29 schools of the pharmacy in a survey, and it has been found that 30% of the students preferred a blended course structure. As I said, blended course structure always feels advantages and less of the stress. That's how. And it is required also because you will be physically active, you will be having a socialism, because one of the drawback of the e-learning system or the virtual way is that you miss the social activity, you miss the contact between one friend to the other friend. That's how one of the disadvantage. If you are having a blended mode, it plays a very important role. That's how 30% students says that they want to have a blended activity with online as well as the conventional classroom activity throughout their curriculum, as compared to 47% students who preferred only the live lectures. I don't say that they're lazy or whatever, because they are convenient, comfortable, because they want to have it at their own convenience at their respective place. So they preferred to have 47%. And approximately 57% of the students found smartphones very or extremely valuable for their academic successes. This is much required. And 61% reported using their smartphones, and 37% reported their tablets always or often during the past 1 year for academic as however very much the helpful. And 31% of the students found paper textbooks very or extremely valuable. I don't know how much it is going to be valuable in the coming days, because when we are talking about ebook, when we are talking about e-library, then it becomes very much challenging for us to have a physical library either in the institution or by the corporates being created. It is a very challenging one. But however, approximately 26% of them using always says it's often advantageous to have the e-library system. This is all about the education system, and I feel that teachers should need to adapt, because when you take the advantage of the academic curriculum, we want to bring a change in our curriculum. We want to bring more of a skill-based student, because future when he goes into an industry, when he wants to perform his job into his own capacity in the different responsibilities, then he needs to adapt technology. Probably our curriculum needs to have a change. We need to bring up those changes in our curriculum also about the technology. Yes, when I talk about the technology, when I talk about the industrial responsibilities, I talk about the the augmented reality as well as virtual reality, extended reality. There are more form of these activities that are being available. We need to understand these realities, how they are going to play a very important role. And people need to understand that the academic curriculum, the way it has changed, when you want to utilize it for the teaching purpose in such a way that the academic activity can be carried out online, but when it comes to the practical form of the activity, because pharmacy course is more of a practical based, and here it becomes a very difficult and challenging. That's how when we conducted one of the activity during the Pharmacy Council of India's practice school, how that practice school activity can be brought in. We have presented reality that how the augmented reality and virtual reality can take the students into the virtual world of whether moving out, watching to the particular operational activity in an industry of a particular equipment or imagination. I can say that the augmented reality or virtual reality is something where your imagination is brought into a reality. That's how. And the most important of these, the technology is being is that this technology is also being used for studies by creating the virtual way of the model wherein the studies being done. It has helped a very lot. The giant pharma, particularly the GlaxoSmithKline, that they are using the AR tool. They have created a migraine experience which helps to understand that the migraine patient, the way the migraine patient experiences in a similar way, they have created it, and with the help of the virtual reality and also the augmented reality, they have created the applications which has helped to identify the pathetic way how to treat these diseases, and that has minimized the physical way of the in vivo studies. You know that when we carry out any of the reality based studies, we go with the in vitro or in vivo. Now the changes have come across to bring up through this virtuality of the activity, whether it is augmented or the virtual reality or even the in silico trials, the things have changed across. The timeline has reduced, and in the real time we get the study. You start it in 1 or 2 hours, you get the results, wherein earlier we used to get it almost after 50 days, 100 days. That's how the advantage of utilizing technology. The accuracy is precise, and that's how it is going to make the field more, the valuable, provided we adapt the same in our life, in our profession. For that, we have to get well versed with these technologies. Probably when I talk about the curriculum, in our curriculum, when we see across to it, we are missing this technology. Still we are dependent. In one of the lecture, I think one of the speaker has used it, Amar Vyas sir has used it on, the machine learning, artificial intelligence. He has clearly stated that when you wanted to use this technology, you are dependent again on the engineering faculty. That's how. Why can't we bring up those blended activity in our own system, so that we can able to create and value it to our, the profession? Well, artificial intelligence and machine learning, he has already extensively elaborated in his one lecture, and he has given a clear picture. I don't want to go deep into this, explanation of artificial intelligence and machine learning, but we need to understand that how the artificial intelligence have taken up in our own life. And taking into the pharmacy, definitely it is going to be the game changer. This AI and ML is going to be game changer in our profession, because we have already seen the adaptation of AI and ML in different the professions. When you see across, already there are 60 to 70 humanless stores have come up in California, America, UK, as well as even I think 1 or 2 has already come up in India. Humanless stores, wherein you need not find anybody working, but you go and buy the items. How you can work it out across? When you enter into these stores, there will be a scanning machine where you require to scan your mobile. Once you scan your mobile, immediately you get connected your mobile with your refrigerator at your home, as well as with the groceries available in the store. Immediately the Alexa or the Siri will send a message to you that following things are also missing in your refrigerator. Please get it while coming. That means this is in such a way how this performance is happening, because there are so many sensors being attached, is been fixed above the roof, here on in the the stores. They scan it to your brain, they scan it to your mobile, and they keep sending it messages. That's how the artificial intelligence works. And the beauty of this is that when you leave the store, you need not pay anything. Immediately after a minute or two, you get a message that so much of the amount is been deducted from your credit card. That's how the artificial intelligence is working. And this AI is going to be in our life. And probably we need to take up this change. And you might be knowing that the Amazon, which has been in service, which is having a billions of turnovers. You know that Amazon earns per second $16,000. That's how it is working. When you see the man force available in the the Amazon stores, only 16 people will be working. The entire process of the order receipt, the packing, the packing, the dispatch, everything leads to the artificial intelligence. And you know that Amazon tells you book today before 12 o'clock, you will get delivered your item tomorrow before midnight or before 9 p.m. How it is happening? Because of artificial intelligence. And this artificial intelligence and the machine learning is going to be in our industry also. That is how these industries are going to work. You need not worry about its packaging. You need not worry about the orders. Artificial intelligence takes up the process. You will not be having the conventional machineries which you need to command and they are going to work. It has been automated system. Automated system is going to work in our industry, and those industries probably Dr. Ambar Vyas has already given how many industries have already adapted to this artificial intelligence and machine learning. What is the turnover of the industries that are who has adapted to this technology of artificial intelligence and machine learning? We need to adapt it. We need to bring up this change. And I feel that when I want my student to go across and perform the artificial intelligence activity in his job, I have to bring up this into my curriculum also. At least basic, I have to teach him what is artificial intelligence, which changes the mind of an individual into an artificial activity which performs in a similar way as that of the brain of a human being. And remember, people are preferring more of the technology rather than the human being, because the technology is having more accuracy, is having minimum errors, and it comes at no cost compared to that of the human being. So that's how, if the human being is been adapting it and well versed with the technology, then definitely it is going to have a more advantage for the job to whom whoever is looking forward to go across to the the higher level. And we need to adapt to it, and that's how the AI based apps are available, which are creating. And these AI based, particularly, they are doing it the data entry, lab test analysis, the data management, analysis of healthcare systems, and all these things which is already been available. And many of the drugs which are being manufactured, probably I'm going to show you how to artificial intelligence the activity. One of the video also I'm going to show it to you. Hope you will understand it more. Well, Internet of Things, probably this is what Ambar Vyas was also telling, but he did not take up. And this is one of the vast which is going to come up in our the Internet of Things in our life. And probably Internet of Things is going to be an incredible potential to help the pharmaceutical industry. And this, introducing with a network of the connected devices, Internet of Things, it helps in monitoring the sensors that can reduce the risk of machinery functions, malfunctions particularly, and also they guarantee the precision of the production by detecting the issues and making the adjustments before they cause a problem. That's how Internet of Things are incredible, and they are being utilized in the pharma industry. And one such is that in the manufacturing of the pharmaceutical industry, wherein it helps in tracking of manufacturing process and medicines. And one need to understand that Internet of Things integration particularly can aid the manufacturing sector of the pharmaceutical industry, like the material tracking and management, the process of medicines, as well as additionally IoT enabled data gathering devices can locate shipping and receiving these stations, can collect information from the RFID tags which are being available, and correlate the information from multiple locations, including the production facilities, warehouses, as well as from the weather data that are being consistently been required. So this is an additional advantage which is going to be required, and it is going to be there in the industry in the coming days. These are one of the biggest advantages of it. And 3D printing, I think many of you have already experienced. When I talk about the 3D technology in the institution, when I have spoken about taking the 3D into the academic curriculum, probably 3D, the technology is one of the printing technology is one such, which is a concept which has been right now being adapted. And that's how this 3D technology, which is not only helping in giving the precise medication, I can say that all in one activity or tailor-made activity that is happening with the help of the 3D. We had the problem with respect to getting of the organs. We had the problems with the getting of the tailor-made doses of the medicines. Now 3D printing has helped, very much helpful, and probably this is going to be the game changer in the pharma industry. And not only in the pharma industry, even in the retail form of the business, this is going to bring up a lot of changes. And as you all know that this concept comes with the light and implemented from 2015, and one of the industry like Appreciate Pharmaceuticals, which I'm going to show one of the video, they have developed the zip dose, one of the medication which has been patented with the 3D technology, and they printed, and they have already printed the high dose medications in a rapidly disintegrating form. Using this technology, they have produced this Pritam, which creates the epilepsy. That's how. And you need to understand that this 3D technology is playing a very important role by minimizing the multiple dosage that the medicines needed to be taken in the long-term treatable diseases, particularly in diabetes. The studies are on where instead of giving 3-4 medications, a tailor-made single tablet or a single capsule can be given to a patient who can be treated with the multiple forms of the diseases, maybe cardiovascular complications, the diabetes, or any other hidden diseases that are in underlying diseases that can be treated. Probably this is the future that we are going to see, and how this 3D is going to play an important role. This is certain things where the technology is involved, and a pharmacist adapting to this technology makes it more of the convenience to attain the market, bring up more value of it. And that's how many of these drugs which are being manufactured with this 3D technology is already been approved by FDA. We are still looking forward that India goes ahead to it and also sees that they also get an approval, any of the drug of it. Many of them, they are under the studies, and they are looking forward to come in the early stage of 2022. And we have the Organon chips. That's how, in order to treat the diseases, and that's how the healthcare is going to have, the change. And these Organon chips, particularly, they are being used in order to identify. Probably these Organon chips helps in identifying the disease. They are being helpful in, the trial based, particularly the in silico based trials that are being utilized, and that's how helps in carrying out in lesser time the effectively identifying the, the diseases, and the results are amazing that has come out. And one such is that hum mode is one of the most advanced simulations in this respect. It provides a top down model of the human physiology, okay, from whole organs to individual molecules, and that's how this technology is being used. And I'll be showing the video of it also. You can just go across and see it. And digital apps, probably during this lockdown period, if I say that what best the people have done is that they have utilized their mobile phone digitally, and they could able to access to many of the, the healthcare apps that are being made and been provided. And we could able to see every day now that you want to know your oxygen level, there is one app. You want to know your blood pressure, there is an app. You want to know your own heartbeat, there is an app. That's how these apps have been developed. And you know that more of that, the patient is more concerned. See, today's patient is not of the convention, the older type, wherein they used to take whatever the doctor used to write, whatever the pharmacist used to give it. But today they are well educated. Before going to a doctor, they want to know that whether a doctor has got any authenticity or is well experienced in a particular treatable disease, or whether so and so pharmacist having the medications or not. And nowadays, the telemedicine or the telepharmacy system has made people to sit at home and get the services. And these digital apps has really connected the people with technology, and these have really helped, bringing up a better healthcare of the individuals. They have educated a lot, not just about the apps of the particular noting of the certain studies, even about the medications. You can see the Medscape being referred by many of the, even the non-pharmacy, non-medical people. They just want to know that how it acts. One of my friend is there, he's an engineer. He calls me and he takes up few of the lectures, the few of the information, and before me telling, at least 80% he will tell that, okay, I found that this drug acts like this, like this. So finally you give your verdict that how whether can be used. Means to confirm that what he has learned from the online app, whether it is genuine or not, he just confirms finally with me. That means these apps are really helping to the normal people in order to understand about the medicine, about the disease. And these digital apps are going to play a very important role. Probably our pharmacists should be well versed. Probably our pharmacists should also adapt. And there are many pharmacies online available through the apps. They need just go and click, particular medication is being available. They can just click it and order it. And the prescription, they need to scan it and send it. That's how the online pharmacy, we were talking about e-pharmacies. Now it is going to be, that was little looking as a challenging, where people were opposing. And I think that it is going to be a game changer. E-pharmacy is going to be part of the life of every individual. You cannot oppose it. It is all about the change of the technology to be adapted, and you need to adapt it. If you don't adapt it, then you are out of the competition. That's how. See, you see that there was a Thomas Cook. There was a there was a company which was providing the people in order to travel to the different destinations and tour programs, and they could not able to adapt to the technology. Trivago, which has come and it has perished it, and it is finished. Same thing with Nokia, which was known for the people. When anybody who has started utilizing the phone, it was Motorola and Nokia. Now where do they stand in the competition? Because they could not able to adapt to the technology. They could not able to adapt to the change, and that's how they are out of the competition. That's how we want to survive. We want to be in the profession. Ultimately, we want to give a better service, and I think that we need to adapt to the technology. And the technology is that through whatever be the means, whether it is in education, whether it is in industry, whether it is an own pharmacy profession where practicing is being done, either community, hospital, or it is in academia, or it is in the clinical, you need to adapt to the technology. And that's how this technology is. And when many of the people have been told to adapt the telemedicine, people were not well versed. Now, you know that the villagers are being connected from the city doctors through the telemedicine services. Similarly, the villagers are being connected with the pharmacies in the cities through the telepharmacy services. It is all because of the technology being adapted. That means your reach out to the normal public for a better healthcare will be best if you are adapting to the technology. That's how we have to bring up. Now, when it comes to the community pharmacy, I'm just focusing it more on community pharmacy because people think when we talk about the pharmacy, people just imagine about a community pharmacy. And when it comes to community pharmacy, we have seen that community pharmacy have shown one of the image where a person standing with XYZ and with the way dress code being adapted, and the shop sometimes even I see that the pharmacy store is being labeled along with the general store. Okay, that's how the thing is there. But these changes has to be brought in. The value that has been created by the pharmacists during the lockdown period, probably in the coming days, it is going to be overtaken with the technology. And those technologies, nothing but it is coming up with the automated dispensing machines. Or probably these automatic dispensing machines, you people might have already seen it, which was there in many of the the WhatsApp apps, the videos were surfacing it where the people were watching it, that how the automatic dispensing of machine happening it, where the machine it does consist of the software, that medication storage area in which it automatically carries out a message or a command to which it brings up into its activity. The pharmacist profiles medication patient which is being electronically transmitted to the machine, and that machine which packs up after elaborating here. You have to just remember that the every activity that the automated dispensing machine carries out is based on the barcode that is being given to the medicine and the command that has been given, and that command is very precise, accurate, and the medication that is being dispensed is without any error. Here we don't talk about the the SALA problems. SALA, when I talk, sound alike, SALA, sound alike, look alike problems that are being faced by many of the pharmacists, that has caused the errors, not only by the pharmacists, even by the nurses, even by the doctors many of the times. And that's how this error is being minimized. And for that, the most important is that the command that is being given is in electronic form, like the prescription that is being, we pharmacists is being known for reading the prescriptions of a doctor. Even the doctors are known for their bad handwriting, and there are two people are being recognized for it. One is a bad handwriting writing fellow is being called as a doctor, and a bad handwriting reading fellow is being called as a pharmacist. That is how being recognized. But the coming days, it's not going to be so. That major thing is that bring up into this challenge and to accept to it is that the adapting to the technology, and in this technology of the automated dispensing machines, the electronic form of the the prescription to be command that is being generated, and to that only the dispensing do happens, and in such a way that the dispensing, when it happens, you get more of these videos onto the YouTube if you go across, because I can't bring up all the things. I can just say that this is going to be one of the precise and accurate. And for some of the companies which are in, I'm just highlighting it. There are many more like Omnicil and AICTE medication. They are going in, and they helps a lot in dispensing it in a proper way, and helps it in the minimizing zero error. And there are also barcode system that has been adapted. Probably the healthcare system, when it has taken the major in the corporate hospitals, if you see, the barcode plays a very important role, and that barcode has minimized the the errors in the dispensing as well as the administration that was causing major error. When a pharmacist gives a dispensing of the medications with the barcode, whether it is an automated dispensing through the machine or manually after tagging it a barcode, if it has been dispensed, it goes particularly to a nurse into a hospital through the nurse station, where the nurse who is administering to the patient will barcode, read it, the package that is being supplied, and matches up with the barcode of the patient. And when it is matching it up, where in the error you can see it, it is everything in electronic form. That's how you are going to minimize these errors in the healthcare, and that's how the barcode system plays a very important role. Not just that, even the person who is administering the medication to the patient, say the nurse, even that nurse is having a barcode in his tag, and that has to be scanned and that also is read. And that means the person who is dispensing the medications, what it is being given, the medications to which patient it is being given, and the person who is administering, entire activity is being scanned, and this in electronic form, it is being carried out an activity which is a zero error activity. And I think this has played a very important role, and this is one of the form of the technology to be adapted by our community pharmacists even into the healthcare system by the hospitals. Coming up to the health information technology. Health information technology, it is one such thing which is coming up, and I must say that this has played a very important role, where the information of a particular patient is being kept into an electronic form, and this will be, playing an important role in the data management of the healthcare, which minimizes. And this is all in e-form, which is being protected, and this plays a very important role. And particularly in health information technology, the prescription being written, that is computerized physician order entry, we call it as CPOE. Whatever the prescription is being written now, that is being followed by the the e-pharmacies which are being available. They use this CPOE and they try to dispense the medication. This really helps in order to minimize. Probably, though there was a lot of opposition to it, but I say that one needs to adapt to it, because tomorrow, wherever the blame game is been going on in bringing up the bad healthcare by the doctors or by any other, the healthcare professionals, these errors can be minimized with the proper utilization of the technology, whether it is the healthcare information technology, computerized physician order entry, or even in electronic health record. This is all the form of the activity which is happening in the hospitals, and these are being played very important role by the pharmacist also, and this has a very important. And e-prescription, I don't have to tell much because it is already been enforced, and almost all I can say that now the people are following to it, and this is minimizing the errors. Well, coming across after seeing all this technology that it is coming up into as a challenging, people may think that how the future of health is going to be. That's what I was talking about, the real-time change of pharma sector and adapting those all the right initiatives for digital revolution. We spoke about the education, that how we have to bring up this education into our the curriculum as well as in our institutions. I spoke about how the technology will come up into the industry, whether it is a virtual technology or whether it is a 3D technology, or whether it is a machine learning, or it is artificial intelligence, or internet of things, or any other technology which is going to come, block teaching, all those things, or blockchain technology, what all these things, if it comes across, what form of the healthcare you are going to say in the future is going to be the the patient centric. The future is all about talking about, rather than the illness, we are going to talk about the wellness of the individual. Everyone is bothered about it. So today, if you see one fellow gets a cough, he is more bothered because he is concerned that that cough should not be correlated with that of the COVID. Probably post-COVID also, the patient may be very much concerned about any of the inflammation, infection that causes, and they don't want that to get into a deep problem. That's how, if I say that in future, this is one of the diagrammatic representation I'm giving, where in the future of the healthcare, if you see across, let us say that Sam, after getting up early in the morning, enters into the bathroom, and Sam is having a smart toothbrush. he uses it, and which detects the smart toothbrush the signs of the streptococcus throat strain from his mouth bacteria. The moment he starts, let us say that a small infection is available or there in his mouth, and that microorganism, the moment it identifies, then immediately that smart toothbrush, which is being connected it through the artificial intelligence, you say, or through any other means of the technology, it sends a message from the smart toothbrush to the lab. Immediately within the seconds, the message goes to the lab and confirms the diagnosis within seconds, long before the symptoms are being shown. Remember, when we get the cough, then we realize that we got the cough. Before getting the cough, if you are able to identify the reason that you are being infected with so and so microorganism, you can go for prevention and you can look for the cure of the same. Similarly, the smart technology is going to play in our life. The toothbrush, that smart toothbrush identifies and sends that sample immediately electronically to the lab, and lab identifies it, and Sam is notified of the lab results and early diagnosis via his voice enabled artificial intelligence avatar, and this which directs him to the kitchen to retrieve the tea, which is automatically been prepared by his smart kettle, and his smart fridge nudges him to eat yogurt with probiotic cultures. See, this entire activity is happening within the seconds. His toothbrush has identified the streptococcus microorganisms, sent the samples to the lab, and the lab report immediately comes into his voice message, enabled him and directing him that please go to your kitchen and have it a tea which has been prepared by this smart kettle, and also the refrigerator which has got the yogurt which is been full of the probiotic cultures. And Sam diagnosis automatically triggers an alert to his local health destination where a treatment plan has been developed locally and locally and one second. No problem. My video is coming. Just a virtual. Anyway, so he gets an immediately where a treatment plan has been developed, and that local health destination avatar connects with Sam to ask if he has any questions of concern. And then later, leveraging his data, the local health destination 3D prints a single pill. As I told you, 3D print is going to, create a value-based healthcare activity into the life of the human being, into the life of the medical, the profession. And that's how this 3D prints a single pill that has been tailored, that that attacks the exact bacteria that has caused. We are not concerned now with the present medications, what type of microorganism to which we are being infected. We are just casually thinking that it might be so and so, and we take up those medications. But in the future generation, you will have a particular drug to kill the particular microorganism. That is how in tailor made. That is what we are going to have. Once this 3D printed, a drone flies the pill from the health destination to Sam's home, so he can take his medication before he leaves for his work. Imagine right from his, the early get up, from having the, the bath and having the breakfast. Before that, he gets the medication, and in the background, the cost of the 3D printed pill is calculated and based on the Sam's risk profile, and automatically deducted from his financial account. That's how. So immediately you are being paying for the services also. Who don't want this service? When I say that this is going to be the future, I don't think that nobody says no, I don't want this to adapt. Probably everyone wants to take up this, the system, and they want to adapt it, and that's how they take up. And a few hours later, the avatar follows up to check up his feeling and assess the symptoms. And Sam confirms verbally that he is not feeling any streptococcus symptoms, and his smart toothbrush later validates that the strain has been eliminated. This is one such example. Probably we have already seen that the drones being utilized in order to deliver the medications, and that's how the technology is being used. The robots, the drones, the 3D printing technology. This is all going to be part of our healthcare system. That's how I can say. And when I talk about the technology which is going to be shaping the healthcare system, well, I can say that our the healthcare is going to be outcome based there, and from there it is going to be a center stage. That's how the government or they are all focus is on to make it that the how it can be made into a healthcare one, the safer one, the cost effective one, and that's how it can be treated. If you see across now, the many of the agencies are playing a very important role, and patient is much more the healthcare cautious. That's how we, if you see down the line 20 30 years back, we didn't have the specialists. Now we have for everything. We never thought that we'll have a neurosurgeon, we'll have a neurophysician, we'll have a neuro-oncologist. We never thought we thought that neurophysician is the only one who can be a surgeon, who can be an oncologist. Now there is a difference. We didn't had an orthopedician separately. An MBBS used to be an orthopedist, he used to be a dermatologist, he used to be an ophthalmologist. The things have changed. The people have realized the importance of the healthcare and the specialty wise. Based on that, the treatments do happening. That's how the outcome based care is more moving towards the center stage, and patients are becoming more engaged. As I told you, patient nowadays, before going to the doctor, they wanted to know more about the disease through the technology. You can see that patient when he goes, and earlier days the doctor used to identify the symptoms and used to tell. Now the patient itself will tell this the symptoms. Nowadays, that's how the telemedicine has come. Telemedicine, you can see there is no physical touch by a doctor to a patient, just by knowing the symptoms or by just seeing visually through the camera whether the symptoms or the tongue or the body's the language, the way the patient is reacting to it. That's how the treatment scenario is being available in the medical, and the patient is more engaged to it. Now the patient wants to know more about it. As I told you, the contact between the patient as well as the doctor and the pharmacist has increased, and that is all because of the technology. The new competitors are moving in. We need to understand here, when I talk about the new competitors, it is all about nothing but the patient histories and clinical pathways. See, earlier we used to have the clinical history where the hospital used to have it and they used to treat it and they used to close the file. But now, the clinical history has become a common. The competitors, particularly many of the the software companies, they have come across into it, like IBM, Qualcomm Technologies, or any other, the software companies, they have come across where the data sharing of the patient history has become a very common, and it is much needed. Even in our clinical pharmacy, what we are using is the sharing of the data technology, to which it has been brought in order to make it more of the competitive, the knowledgeable, and more information is available about the product performance. That is how nowadays people want more of the clear-cut information about the product. That the reason why people have avoided using taking the vaccination of being produced by the Covaxin or Covishield in India, it is all Bharat Biotechnology or the another one being prepared. It is all because they had a doubt that the much of the data of the trial is not being shared, or it is not being conducted properly. That's how the people are now more engaged about the product performance, how much you have tested, how much you have the efficacy. Now people are talking about more of the efficacy and safety. There was a time when availability of drug was more of the the requirement, so it was more of the sufficient. But now people want more of the efficacy, how much it is secure, how much it is going to take care of the people's health, and process efficiency and agility is improving dramatically. I must say that the proficiency and the agility, that is the strength, is improving in the healthcare, and I feel that in the coming days it is going to play a very important role, because the digital world, the pharma companies, and they are creating the next generation technologies, and that's how it is improving the healthcare of the individual. That's how I can say that now. What is the future of the pharma sector? I can say that in today's healthcare ecosystem, the pharmacists, we all know that it's a trusted ally, and it is very much helpful in the critical and often been available, whereas it is underutilized resource. And as the pharmacy, the industry increases the use of the technology, probably this is what I'm telling. The technology will change the face of the profession. It is going to make it more of the safer, more of the efficacious, and that's what the people wanted. They don't mind paying the money, and that's how the technology pharmacists may find themselves at professional transport, either grow their role, scope, and value, or face the potential determination. Disintermediation. That means if we are not going to adapt to the technology, probably we are going to be least preferred. And here you should imagine that now the technology, it's being utilized by the engineering faculty, and they don't mind continuing with using of the pharmacy profession to their life. That's how the changes. Now more of the pharma future sector is that it is divided into three forms, that is digital, medical, and behavioral. When I call about the digital, it is nothing but a virtual way, and this helps with the patients. As I told you, e-prescription, we are talking about the e-pharmacy, we are talking about the telemedicine. That's how the digital technology needs to be taken. When I talk about the profession, I also talk about the teaching methodology to which we are using it. I also talk about the industry to which they need to adapt to the technology that helps, in making the more safer to the human beings. And medical, we know that they are already utilizing it. We have seen that surgeries do happen by using the technology. A doctor sitting, a specialist doctor sitting in America can operate a patient. The transplant has been done in India through the help of the technology. So the medical profession has already adapted. We need to take up this into our, the pharma profession to bring up, and that's how the medical centers helps also being helped through it. And behavioral, when I talk about, we need to understand that the necessarily behavioral changes needed to stay, and this is going to create a social determinants of the proper good health, and that's how we are going to create a safer. This is all about the technology and the changes that are required to be taken up into our profession. Well, before I conclude, I would like to inform about Anthony D'Angelo. He said that don't fear change, embrace it. You need not fear for whatever it is happening. You have to accept it. When you accept it, probably this, I feel that it's more correlated now at this time where pharma profession, whether it is academia, industry, or into our professional, we need to take up these changes, and we need to see that. And probably those, I just want to say that those who are accepting to this change, this is for them, wherein it's a Chinese proverb popularly, when the winds of change blow, some people build walls and some others build windmills. So we have to build windmills, and we have to take up, how we are going to take advantage of this technology change. And I feel that everyone should take it and move forward. Thank you so much to Dr. Shailesh Sharma ji for giving me an opportunity, the Dean and Head of the Amar Shahid Baba Ajit Singh Gujjar Singh Memorial College of Pharmacy. And I also thank to the All India Council for Technical Education and all the the faculty members, the management of the Amar Shahid Baba Ajit Singh Gujjar Singh Memorial, attendees of today's program of this short-term training program, and to all the coordinators who supported in helped me in joining to this today's virtual program. Thank you so much. I'll be looking forward for the questions with this. Shailesh Sharma ji, with this I'll be ending it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. If there are any queries from participant side, please unmute yourself. Or write your queries, please, in chat box. Most of the participants right here, sir. Excellent session, good session. Thank you very much, sir, for a nice session.
Thank you, Shailesh Sharma ji. I think they must be having it. Some of them may be having difficulty, but they can send their queries to my mail ID, which is being shared already by the college, as well as you can text me to WhatsApp also. So do see that we adapt. See, we pharmacists are always been regarded as the heroes, but recognition may not be there. Let us not look for recognition, but let us look for a better and safer services that we are going to give and make our health the services much more safer and better. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Shailesh.
Yes. I conclude your talk in the simple words, sir, that you explained very well that year 2020 has created unpredicted challenges for the healthcare and the world beyond too. The outbreak of coronavirus disease in 2019 caused a global crisis as people worldwide were forced to adapt them to the new realities brought on by the pandemic. The
Shailesh ji,
current
Shailesh ji, if you don't mind, I
uh,
just want to give one video. I want to, for 3 minutes video is
please,
there. I
please,
want to
please,
make
please,
so
please,
that
please,
because I have told my participants that that video will be presented so that
people,
that
please,
gives a clear picture to my presentation. So, dear participants, I am just presenting that video. So, try to see it.
it's playing well, sir.
AI, artificial intelligence, has some dangerous connotations, right? So I like to reframe it not as AI, but IA, intelligence augmentation. I think we're going to see IA fuse all elements of our life. It's going to fuse everything from a physician's standpoint about how I do smarter workup and diagnosis. When I figure out a condition you might have, it's able to do much smarter, more cost effective, and more timely therapy. Given how many mistakes we have, how many misdiagnoses we do, how big a problem medical mistakes are, I think AI or IA can really impact the world. It'll be something you have embedded in all your smart devices that will help track your health and give you empowerment as a consumer and a patient to take care of your own health and that of your family. And it's already starting to happen with ones that having gone to medical school. You can access the API for one with their mobile devices. They're partnering with the Apple of the world, electronics, and I think it really has the opportunity to shift healthcare from the practice of medicine to real science. So robotic surgery, even remotely, is science fiction. Companies like Intuitive Surgical have been advanced surgical robots for over a decade. They require often the surgeon to be there doing the procedure to have been demonstrated, and that can happen across the planet. The real opportunity is we finally use AI, imaging, sensors. In some cases, for some of these robotics to become semi-autonomous, de-skill advanced surgery so that in a remote village, the right robotics, maybe a local country doctor can facilitate and enable more of a complex surgery that could never happen based on where the patient may be, whether it's on space station or Mars or in remote India, for example. So robotics blended with AI, blended with analytics and smart imagination, I think can really transform healthcare.
The first 3D printed pill have arrived. The approval had been received from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for Aprecia Pharmaceuticals. FDA had previously approved medical devices which have been 3D printed. This new drug, Spritin, is made by Aprecia Pharmaceuticals to control seizures brought on by epilepsy. Aprecia Pharmaceuticals say that they plan to develop other medications using the 3D platform. The printing process allows layers of medication to be better packaged in more precise dosages. The 3D pill will dissolve in the same manner as the other oral medicines. According to experts, the ability to produce 3D printed offer a better way to personalize drugs for each patient needs, rather than using only one product that fits all approach.
For the last 50 years, we have manufactured tablets in factories and shipped them to the hospitals. And for the first time, this process means we can produce tablets much closer to the patient.
Dr. Mohammad Salahuddin, a lecturer in pharmaceutics at the University of Central Lancashire. It would mean that medical institutions can adjust the dose for individual patients with just a simple tweak to the software before printing. Previously, such personalized medicine would have been extremely expensive to produce, said Dr. Salahuddin. 3D printing works by creating an object layer by layer. In the case of medicine, printers are adapted to produce pharmaceutical compounds rather than polymers, which are more usually used. Such methods are already proving very useful in healthcare, with doctors using the system to create customized implants for patients with injuries or other conditions, and dentists, for example, use 3D printers to create replica jaws and teeth as well as other dental implants. Britain will launch in the first quarter of 2016, according to Aprisha.
Yes, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So I conclude your talk, sir, as the year 2020 has created unprecedented challenges for the healthcare and the world beyond. The outbreak of the coronavirus 2019, COVID-19, caused a global crisis as the people worldwide were forced to adapt to new realities brought on by the pandemics. The current situation has affected various industries in different ways, benefiting some of the dispersing or even sidling others. In a short time, COVID-19 has increased our dependency on technology, and companies are actively investigating this digital transformation. In developing digital strategies, to focus must be on increasing efficiency while minimizing the risk. The pharmaceutical sector, industry, academia, and healthcare is running hard to keep the pace with change brought about the digital technology. The e-communications, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, advanced analytics, and the Internet of the Things is among the innovations that are starting to transform the healthcare industry. Sir, your lecture was too much focused on the needs of requirements of computers and maintaining the pace to grow the pharmaceutical sector. So I'm thankful to you, sir. Please share the certificate of Dr. Salahuddin, sirji, please. Sir, we are very thankful to having you in our as a keynote speaker in the valedictory session. Sir, this is an e-token of love and appreciation, the e-certificate to you. We will share you through an email and WhatsApp in a few seconds, and the hard copy will send you when the COVID period is over or courier facilities are available. Now, this is time for the valedictory. So I welcome all the guests, participants, faculty members of College of Pharmacy, BELA, and the students of MPharm and PhD also. Before starting the valedictory vote of thanks or the conclusion, I request the participants, please share your views on this AICTE sponsored short-term training program phase 4, which starts from the 24th of this May from up to today. So I request Madam Seema Thakur to please share your views about this STTP.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, all.
Very good afternoon.
It was a very nice experience to attend these kind of short-term training programs. It helps the faculties as well as the research scholars to get insights into the new things in the area of drug discovery and computational chemistry. It was a very good experience for me to attend. Thank you, everybody.
Seema ma'am.
Yes, sir.
From which college you have?
I am from PCT Group of Institutes, Ludhiana, Punjab.
Ludhiana, Punjab. Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I request to Dr. Preeti Jain, ma'am. Dr. Preeti Jain.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Is it audible?
Good evening, madam. How are you?
Yeah.
Sir, I am very fine. How are you all?
Very fine, ma'am.
Very fine.
Sir, it was really a very good session to attend for the 5 days. The talks were very good. They were quite informative, and we could actually learn and rather see many advanced technologies. Also, today's session, I think, were quite correlated with each other because we had learned lot about the artificial intelligence, the 3D printing. In fact, I have seen the 3D printing machine myself at NMIMS Shirpur also, because I had been there. So we know how useful those machines are. And today's videos were also very impressive. So overall, we learned a lot about the computational drug discovery, and of course, the other things like the herbal techniques. Yesterday, we have dealt with one of the talk which was related to the herbal technologies. So I think it will be a good opportunity for everyone to use these in the teaching as well as in the grant application and for all the other things. So thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to attend the beautiful and the informative sessions. Thank you so much.
And next, I request to Dr. Ajay Gaud, sir. Dr. Ajay Gaud, sir.
हेलो.
हाँ जी सर, आ रही है आपका आवाज आ रहा है.
Okay, sir. So all the sessions of this STP are very informative and very interesting also, and they have all the speakers talk on the latest topics and upgrade our knowledge. And I'm congratulate to you to conduct successfully this STP. Okay, sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Ajay.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So all the sessions are very interesting and very informative, sir. And I'm congratulate to Dr. Saleh, sir, to conduct very informative STTP program of AICTE. And congratulate to all the team members to successfully conduct this program.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
next,
sir.
Next, I request to Dr. Satyajit Sahu, sir.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes. It was a wonderful experience for me. I participating in STTP program in phase 4, and I congratulate all the team members, director sir, and team members. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Satya. Maybe anybody can say, because I find that there is one most of this industry is right. Any other person can just mute and
I will be there, sir. 1 minute.
yeah, Nilesh.
Thank you, Satyajit, sir. Now I request to NS Lodi, sir. I request to NS Lodi, sir, please.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
I have enjoyed the program organized by BELA College of Pharmacy. Program was very nice and it is very useful in teaching, industry and research area. I congratulate all the faculty members and principal director for organizing such a nice program sponsored by AICTE. Thank you very much for everyone.
Thank you, sir. Sir is from Sage University, Bhopal or Indore, sir?
Bhopal. I am from
Bhopal.
Bhopal.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Deepti B. Patel, madam.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, all the participants. I am Deepti Patel from Sri S.K. Patel College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Vanpat University. Am I audible?
Yes, madam, you are audible. Please on your mic Sorry, on your video, please.
Sir, actually,
No issue,
I'm
no issue,
outside.
no issue, no issue, ma'am, no issue.
Okay, sir. So I am firstly I am congratulate uh, all the team members and Sailesh sir for conducting such a nice STTP, which include all the sessions which were very informative and that explains the use of computers in a different field. And I have learned many new things during this 6 days session, and all the speakers were very knowledgeable, and all the sessions are very much informative, and that will be useful for us in our research, and we can learn many new things in the research area. So thank you very much, sir, for allowing me to participate in this STTP, and congratulate you and all your team members for arranging this nice program. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Madam, you complete your M.Pharm degree from BN College of Pharmacy, Udaipur?
No, sir. I have completed my M.Pharm in same college and B.Pharm in LMCP Gujarat, LM College of Pharmacy, B.Pharm M.Pharm from LMCP of Gujarat.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Dr. Aditya Parashar, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very
I'm
good
from
afternoon,
Sri Aurobindo Institute of Pharmacy, Indore. All the sessions are, I'm congratulate COP BELA and AICTE. All the sessions are multidisciplinary educational lectures, and that are informative and knowledgeful sessions. All the sessions are knowledgeful, and we gain the knowledge, especially all the sessions. Thank you.
Mr. Akash Yadav, sir.
Yes, sir. Very good afternoon to all of you. Sir,
Good
thank you
afternoon.
very much for organizing such a knowledgeable STTP. The STTP include all the lectures which was organized in that particular STTP are the knowledgeable one, and we learn a lot from this. Thank you, COP BELA, for organizing such a beautiful and knowledgeable STTP. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next one is Mr. Tapas Khunatia. Mr. Tapas. Mr. Raju Bairi.
Good afternoon, sir. May I audible, sir? Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Dr. Raju.
Okay, thank you, madam. First of all, I congratulate College of Pharmacy BELA, and thank you for lecture of Salahuddin sir. Sir reminded all the lectures covered in last 5 days with different topics incorporated in a sir lecture. Then especially I congratulated to Sharma sir and Monica madam. Without any single interruption, they conducted organized this STTP program. I am present for this session, first session to last session, with small little bit of absentees, but totally I enjoyed this program. I congratulate COP, College of Pharmacy, BELA, and AICTE. Sir, you are covered academician, researcher, and somebody related to the industry. All these areas are covered with this program, STTP. Because
Thank you, sir.
so much knowledge is given with these topics, because of all the areas are covered. Even college management, teaching faculty, they are going to affiliated for different affiliations, NAC affiliation, university affiliation, or some other research grant affiliations. All those are covered with these topics, and novel techniques are involved in according to sir suggestion, Salahuddin sir, where we are, the pharmacist, where we are during this pandemic situation. Okay, all are going to involve in academician already. The pharmacist doing in industry, they are doing very good job in industry. 24/7 they are working. Okay, in academician, either students, research scholars, students, the B.Pharm undergraduate, graduate students, all are involving in e-lectures, means Zoom classes and some other activities. Even we also, I'm a research scholar, AICTE sponsored QIP research scholar. I am having 10 years of teaching experience. I worked in St. Peter Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Warangal. Uh, According to the AICTE selection, I am chosen QIP program for PhD program in JSS College of Pharmacy, Ooty. In our college also, we are continuing our works with like home-based work from home-based. Okay, like we are working because of related to our research work. We are doing some thesis writing, paper writing, all those things like that. Everybody, the pharmacist, do well your job where you are, anywhere you are. That is the thing. Okay,
Thank
sir.
you very much, sir.
Thank you for giving this opportunity, sir.
Anyone participant who want to share their views?
Good afternoon, sir.
A very good afternoon.
Sir, here Dr. Shelly Chaudhary.
Yeah.
From Shivaji Rao Kadam Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Indore.
Okay.
Very first of all, I would like to pay thanks to all the organizers. Sir, thank you very much for organizing such a knowledgeful STTP. All the speakers are, sir, what to say, all the speakers has given a tremendous knowledge to us. Thank you very much, sir, for providing this platform. And we are fortunate that we are the part of this STTP. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone more, please? Vijay Krishna ji. Yella Reddy Challa ji. Okay. Then I request to Dr. Monica Gupta ma'am to say something, the organizing secretary of this STTP.
Very good afternoon to all the participants, respected today's speaker and honorable guest of the valedictory function, Dr. Mohammad Salahuddin sir, and the convener of this STTP BELA. I'm very thankful to AICTE for providing the funds for this STTP, and especially Dr. Shailesh Sharma ji for giving us the opportunity and organizing this STTP in the well manner, and the management committee for providing us the facility and giving the opportunity, and the participants who have maintained all the decorum during this STTP. I am thankful to all the participants and everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Over
madam.
to you, Shailesh sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So I conclude this STTP, sir, with your permission.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is All India Council Technical Education sponsored online short-term training program phase 4, which is a start from the 24th of the May, and today's end at the 29th of the May. Not on the 29th, there is a paper, end term paper on 30th of the May. This is the Sunday. Sir, in this daily we have 3 sessions. First session will start at 9:30 a.m. Second session at 11:30 a.m. and the last session, which is start from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. sir. On the first day, Monday, 24th of the May, in the morning session, we have Dr. Chandrakant Bonde sir, Professor Narsimunji Shirpur, Maharashtra, who delivered his talk on the computer-aided drug design and overview. At 11:30 in the second session, we have Dr. Harvinder Popli ma'am, Director, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Dipsaru, New Delhi. He delivered his talk on healthcare startups landscape in India. And in the evening session, we have Dr. Dipendra Singh sir from University Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. He delivered her talk on computer-aided modern techniques for potential teachers aimed this COVID-19. On the day 2, Tuesday, 25th of this May, in the morning session, we have Dr. Manju Singh from Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur. He explained the various optimization and experimental designing techniques which are useful for the students and faculty members for development of the dosage forms. The second session was chaired by Dr. P.K. Sahu sir from School of Pharmaceutical Science, Delhi, Pharmaceutical Science Research University, New Delhi, Dipsaru. He explained in very simple and sober words about the National Education Policy 2020. In the evening session, we have very learned, respected Dr. Vandana B. Patrawale ma'am from ICT Mumbai, who enlightened the computational pharmaceutics and their ways to forward from it. On the third day, Wednesday, 26th of May, in the morning session, we have Dr. Surajpal Verma sir from Dipsaru, New Delhi, who gives an industrial applications and research applications of GCMS on material characterization. In the afternoon session, we have Dr. Jitendra Gupta sir, Professor GLA University, Mathura. He elaborate the 3D printing technologies, challenges, application in pharmaceutical and personalized medicines. In the evening session, we have an IPR scientist, Dr. Rahul Taneja from Government of Haryana, Panchkula. He explains the role of IPR in research and development. On the fourth day, 27th of the May, in the morning session, we have Dr. Ambar Vyas sir from Pandit Ravi Shankar University. He explains the artificial intelligence and their role in pharmacy. In the afternoon session, we have Dean and Professor of Pupil University Bhopal, Dr. Neeraj Upmanyu sir, who highlights the National Education Policy 2020 to our faculty members. In the evening session, we have Dr. Rajesh Kumar Singh from Shivalik College of Pharmacy, Nangal. He briefed about the 1D and 2D NMR techniques for illustrating the structures of new drug entities. On fifth day, 28th of this May, at 9:30 a.m., we have Dr. Shubhit Kumar Jain, Professor Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. He briefed about the transnational research in pharmaceutical sciences. In the afternoon session, we have Dr. Yogesh A. Kulkarni sir, Dean Narsimunji Mumbai, who give the pharmacokinetics in product development and technology perspective. And in the evening session, we have Dr. Ezazuddin from Rungta College of Pharmaceutical Science and Research, Bhilai, Chhattisgarh, who explains the roles of herbal bioactive as bioenhancers as an anti-cancer drug formulations. Today, in the morning session, we have Dr. Amit Kumar Jain, Dean Pharmacy, Mysore University, Mysore, who enlightened the NAC accreditation process for the universities and the pharmacy colleges. In the afternoon session, we have Dr. Saurabh Maru from Narsimunji Shirpur. He enlightened the various disruptive technologies, healthcare, and the role of pharmacists. In the evening session, we have a very learned professor and principal, Farooqia College of Pharmacy, Mysore, Karnataka, Dr. Mohammad Salahuddin sir, who explains the real-time changes in the pharma sectors by adapting the right initiatives for digital revolution. And in the valedictory, In the last, I propose my vote of thanks to, first of all India Council for Technical Education, who support us financially and motivate us to organize these short-term training programs. We received the fund for offline short-term training program, but on the request to STTP, due to the pandemic situations, we converted these offline to the online programs, and we organized 4 STTPs of 1 weeks. And it is really, sir, very difficult to us to organize these STTPs, arrange the experts, participants, and all the things. And it is very easy to complete the STTP in 1 week with the offline mode. All the participants are here, all the experts are here. We miss it. We miss it very much to join all other things, ideas, and each and everything. But we are very thankful to the AICTE who accept our request to do it on online mode. Secondly, I am thankful to our university, Inder Kumar Gujral Punjab Technical University, who gives all the moral support for the conduct of these STTPs. Next, I thankful to my management committee members, management committee of this COP BELA, who always encourage us to do the work for the fraternity of pharmacy profession, who always enlighten us to grow and grow for the fraternity of pharmacy. I am thankful to all the experts of this STTP who accept our invitation and join us as a resource person. I am thankful to the today's valedictory keynote speaker, Dr. Mohammad Salahuddin sir, who accept the invitation for the valedictory function and enlighten our program with their blessing words. I am thankful to the organizing secretary, Dr. Monica Gupta madam, HOD Pharmaceutical Chemistry Department, who really work hard for complete these 4 phases of STTPs. I'm thankful to the technical coordinator, Dr. Rahul Sharma sir, who work hard for complete these STTPs, and with all the internet things, Zooms, messages, WhatsApp, mails, and all the things. Once a time, he also got fever. We feared he didn't take COVID, but thanks to God, he is negative and join their services and successfully complete these STTPs. I am also thankful to the coordinators of these STTPs, Dr. Ajay Singh Kushwaha sir, Dr. Richa Gupta madam, Dr. Monica Gupta ma'am, and Dr. Rahul Sharma ji, who really work hard day and night to complete successful of these STTPs. Last but not least, I am thankful to all the participants from Pan India who attach with us, who learn with us, and who want to grow with us. Sir, our motto of this STTP is not only giving the technical knowledge to the faculty members. We want to give all the scenarios which are going on, or what are the role of the teacher or the faculty member in the coming scenario. Some of the experts also talk in this topics. We will cover the accreditation process, which is very important in the future. We covered the National Education Policy 2020 to the faculty members, how they have to change their self, वो अपने आप को कैसे बदलें, वो अपने आप को आने वाले समय के लिए कैसे फिट करें, नई टेक्नोलॉजीज को कैसे अपनाएं, उनके साथ कैसे काम करें. कोशिश की सर कि सारे के सारे उसके अंदर हम आइडियाज को सम्मिलित कर सकें. In the last, I am thankful to my PG and research students who design all the cover pages and certificates and all the things and share it to time to all the experts and the participants also. I'm thankful to the press and media who gives a very big coverage in the Punjab and all the areas of the Punjab nearest to Punjab for this STTP. And in the last, I'm thankful to the God that we all are safe with their blessings, and we feel कि हम जहां भी रहें सही से रहें, सुरक्षित रहें, सेफ रहें, फिट रहें और एक्टिव रहें. ये सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है. And in the last, I inform all the participants that the link of end-term STTP program is shared to you by the mail and the WhatsApp at 9:30 a.m. and the test will start at 10 a.m. and you have a time of 1 hour to complete this test. The test will remain open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. At 5 p.m., the test will shut down automatically. After that, we do not accept any request to open or reopen the test, or I have some internet problem, I have some barish problem or any problem. We don't discuss any problems. The test will share to you at 9:30 a.m., open at 10 a.m. You have 1 hour time to complete it. And after the completion, I think so next day, the marks will shared with you. If you scored more than 60% of marks or 60% of the marks, the certificate will send to you. Please हमारे पीछे ना पड़े कि यदि 58, 59, 40% मार्क्स आए हैं तो ये आपको सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिलेगा according to the AICTE norms. If we provide this certificate to any candidate who scored less than 60% of the marks, then it is punishable to us. So we do not want to go out of the box or out of the laws of AICTE. So please do not request us time to time and many times for the certificate if you score less than 60% of the marks. The question paper is very simple. All questions are generated by the experts. Their answers are given by the experts. Only we make a questionnaire and you have to choose only those questions who are right. Please only do that. There is no negative marking. Total number of questions are 50. Each question of 2 marks. If you give correct answer, then you got 2 marks. If you had wrong answer or missed the question, you got 0 marks. So I wish in the last, I wish you all the very best of luck to all of you. यदि आपसे कोई लेक्चर मिस हो गया है तो वो हमारे YouTube चैनल COP BELA पर अवेलेबल है. You may see it or you may learn from it for the future also. So thank you, Dr. Salahuddin sir, for accepting and joining us in the valedictory session. Thank you, Dr. Monica Gupta ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Ajay Singh Kushwaha sir is also there. Richa Gupta ma'am is also there. And Dr. Rahul Sharma is sitting to me, next sitting to me. So thank you very much to all of you. And if we are doing some other programs like this STTP, we are requesting all the participants to please join us, learn with us and grow with us. So thank you very much. And I want to say, stay home, stay safe, stay fit and stay active. So thank you very much. Please clap yourself to complete this STTP in well manner.
Very, very thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Salahuddin sir ji. Thank you, sir.
Thank you ji. Thank you ji.
Thank you. Thank you.